Hey guys, welcome back to Money is Blind podcast. I'm your host Prasoon. This is the show for blind and visually impaired persons to create, launch, and scale their own business. So I'm legally blind and I've been doing it for the last 6 years now. And through this podcast, I am trying to motivate all blind and visually impaired persons to launch their own business. Because once you launch a business, you will have to develop many skills which are going to help you become a successful person. And these skills are going to make you a better person. They will help you find the purpose of your life. So, today I'll be talking about being a blind podcaster. What are the challenges that I face? If I start a podcast today as a blind person, how would I do it differently? If you have been listening to my previous episodes, you know that I record this podcast in my MacBook with a microphone, which is a USB microphone. I just plug it into the MacBook and use the voice memos application, which comes pre-built in every Apple computer. And once that recording is done, it gets uploaded to the iCloud, and then I get the help of my personal assistant to edit that clip. Some days when my PA is not around, I have recorded episodes on my iPhone using the voice memos app itself. I have also recorded one or two episodes in Spotify for podcasters, which is the new name for the Anchor FM app. And I uploaded it directly to that app. You can do it independently, of course, you can do it. So, what would I have done if I was starting a new podcast today? What are the things that I would have changed, which would have made it easier for me to do this stuff, being a blind podcaster easier? So there are so many questions which I know you might have in your mind. If you are planning to start your own podcast, of course you can do it. Don't think that it is impossible. It is definitely possible. If you are listening to this podcast, I know you might be listening to this episode in your smartphone. So all you need is your smartphone. You don't need expensive gadgets and microphones or MacBooks or even a laptop for that matter. You all you need is a smartphone. You can get started with your smartphone, because the microphone which comes built in every smartphone, it is pretty good. It gets the job done. It will record your sound properly, and if you can invest in a decent quality earphone, I'm not talking about the in-ear true wireless earbuds. Those are different. I think you will have to shell out $100 to $200 to get good quality true wireless earbuds. Forget about those. Just get wired headsets or earphones, whatever you call them. If your phone has a 3.5 mm audio jack, you just need a 3.5 mm compatible earphones, which is wired, and the microphone which and this earphone should also have a microphone. And once you use that microphone in your smartphone, your sound quality is going to become a bit more better. Not a bit better, it's going to be like 50% better, I think. So that's what you can do first. No need to shell out any money to buy any expensive gadgets. By the way, I have just this one microphone which is from Samsung. It is SAMSON and not the Samsung. And this model is called Q2U. You can search it in Amazon, and if you guys want, I can leave a link in the show notes. And this is a USB microphone. It is a USB Type A. It's not even USB Type C microphone. If you guys own a newer laptop like a new MacBook Air, you will have to shell out money to buy another adapter which is compatible with these type of microphones, because all the new laptops comes with Type C ports instead of USB Type A ports. Type A ports are those old ones. So you can start with just your smartphone. I know Russell Brunson, his podcast, it was called Podcast in the Car, something like that, because I think his first 150 episodes were recorded when he was traveling from his home to his office when driving. So I never recommend you to do that. It is dangerous, but if you don't have time, or if your excuse is that you don't have time to record a podcast to become a creator, just think about all those successful podcasters who have carved out the time that they want to be to create content and provide more value to the audience. So independence, that's one thing that I would still love to have being a podcaster. You know that I also have YouTube channels and I write blog articles. I am a content creator, and the content media that I create ranges from blog articles to YouTube videos and even podcasts. So you will have to do this consistently, and for that you have to develop some discipline in your life. Consistency is the key. And talking about independence, if you want independence when you become a podcaster, of course you can do it. You don't need to hire a personal assistant, but it will be better if you edit the clip. It will be better for the listeners because you can cut out all those gaps and ums and everything which is unwanted. Once you play back the recording, there will be something that you need to cut it out, and you can do it when you're editing it. It's really helpful. But if you are on a budget, if you are just starting out, I won't recommend you to hire a personal assistant. You just need to spend a little bit more time to write a script. So when I'm recording this podcast, or for the last 124 episodes, I haven't written a script. Maybe for 5 or 10 episodes I have done it, but all the other times everything that you hear is coming directly from my neurons in my head. So when you write a script and when you use a screen reader or any other software like VoiceOver, TalkBack, or Windows Narrator or NVDA, you can use those screen readers to go through the script, and it just needs to be bullet points, and you can elaborate on those bullet points when you're recording the show. In that case, you don't need to edit the clip. It will sound original. Definitely, it will sound original, and sometimes maybe your audience loves that. But if you want to make it a bit more professional, I recommend you to go edit it. You can also try editing it if you have little vision, like Sam from The Blind Life. He edits his own videos using large screens, large monitors, and by zooming in, by using magnifiers and using all the assistive technology that he showcases on his YouTube channel. He cuts and edits every video that he makes all by himself. If you have little vision left, you can do it, but it is tiring. It takes time. If you love editing, you can go ahead with that. I tried it. I tried editing some of the episodes myself, but it usually takes 4 to 5 hours, whereas the same thing can be done within 30 minutes if I have my personal assistant around. So time is the key for me, and I don't want to waste my time editing the stuff when I can hire a personal assistant and do the same stuff and get the same stuff from him easily within 30 minutes. So I prioritize my time, and I recommend you guys to value your time as well, but not if you're starting out. So if you have a script, if you have written out every single word in that script, there's no way you are going to make any mistakes, or there's no way you are going to cut it out, because in the script, when you're writing the script, you can go through the script 1 or 2 times before you press on the record button, And during that process, you can cut out everything that you don't want in the show when you're preparing the script. So that's one way that you can avoid editing the podcast episodes that you record. And of course, you can upload all the episodes directly from your computer or from your smartphone to the podcasting hosting to the podcast app. So in my case, I'm using Anchor, and now it is called Spotify for podcasters. It is completely free. It gives you unlimited space, and if you're from India, monetization is a bit of a problem. Is kind of a problem. And if you are from outside India, you can always go with Spotify for podcasters. There are so many other podcasting platforms like Buzzsprout, Podbeans, Libsyn. There are so many, but I think all of them are paid. If you are on a tight budget, you can go ahead with Spotify for podcasters. It is free. It is completely free. And I'm doing 5 episodes every week. But when it comes to all the other ones that I mentioned, like Buzzsprout, they limit you on the time that you can record and publish every month. So it differs based on the plans. You can go visit their web pages and look for the pricing plans. I think it starts from $9 and goes all the way up to $90, $99. And if you are planning to introduce some music, some background music, and some sound effects like whoosh sound and pop sounds in your episodes, you will definitely need the help of a personal assistant. You can get a personal assistant online virtually, but every time you will have to hire someone from Fiverr, and when you find someone who is doing it, you can stick with him or her for the rest of your episodes, but it is going to cost you some money. I think they charge like 20 hours per hour, and that will be enough for one episode, 1 or 2 episodes that you are planning to host. But in the beginning, I suggest you not to hire any personal assistant and go do it yourself, because it is definitely possible. All you need is your smartphone, an earphone with an inbuilt microphone, a good internet connection, and some time to prepare a good script. So script it out and press on the record button. Once you recorded it, go through it, play back it. By the way, did I mention that Spotify for Podcasters app, it comes with an inbuilt editor. It is accessible with VoiceOver. I haven't tried installing the app in Android phones. I'm not sure how it works with TalkBack. So after you record, you can mark the places in the episode where you want to cut it out. You can trim it. You can enhance the quality of the clip, and you can even add music from Spotify as background music. But I think it works only if your audience is listening to your podcast from the Spotify app. Otherwise, the background music won't be integrated into the episodes if your audience is listening to your episode from Apple Podcast or Google Podcast or Amazon Music. So that's a catch if you're using Spotify for podcasters. It is a good hosting platform. So of course you can try it, and try to launch your website from day one. You can also do it by having your own domain. Find a domain, try to get a .com domain if possible, and all you need is $2 to $3. That will be the charge of the domain for 1 year, and you can host it free, and you can host your website free of cost in website builders like WordPress.com, even Blogger. Blogger is a Google product. You can have your own blog hosted in Blogger, WordPress.com, and System.io. That's the website builder that I'm using for moneyisblind.com. If you want to check that website, just open your Safari or Chrome app in your smartphone and type in www.moneyisblind.com, and you can navigate through the pages. I have made some changes in the website. I changed the background color, try to increase the font contrast and make the font a bigger and make the font bigger. If you have any suggestions to make the site if you have any suggestions to make the website better, you can always contact me by visiting the contact page. You can find the link to the contact page in the website itself. So these are the things that I would have changed if I was starting a podcast. I would have done a little bit more marketing work, like running some ads. I haven't run any ads for moneyisblind.com in the last 6 months since I started this podcast. But if I am starting today, I would have done it. And the course, of course, you don't need a course to launch your podcast, because when I started, I didn't have a course, and it is due to be launched this month. You can always pre-sell your course. You can ask your audience to pre-book it and get tips and hints from your audience to make the course a perfect one. And then you can start working on your course. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with the course that I'm planning to launch this month. So this course that I'm talking about is about how blind persons can build their own online business, and you can pre-book this course by visiting moneyisblind.com. In the top menu, you'll find courses. Go there. You can enter your name, your email address, and you will get some free stuff and some discount when the course launches. All right, so that's me. That's how I run my podcast as a blind or a visually impaired person. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you want more, if you are looking for specific advice on how I run multiple channels and multiple businesses, you can always contact me. And remember, we have a Patreon page for Money is Blind podcast. All the premium episodes, the course that I mentioned, it has a summary, and that episode is hosted only in Patreon, only for members. And you can find that page also. The link to that web page is in moneyisblind.com/premium. All right then, it's like 11:30 p.m. now. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.